Welcome back, children. Now we are going to start the third chapter of geography, that is rotation and revolution. The Earth, like other planets, has two kinds of motion: rotation and revolution. Rotation, the spinning of the Earth on its imaginary axis, is known as rotation. The Earth performs the motion at a fixed speed with precision. Precision means the quality or condition or fact of being exact and accurate, same. Okay, day after day. Right, now rotation means what? Spinning of the Earth on its imaginary axis. As I already told, there is an axis. So Earth is going to spin in a particular axis, that is called rotation. The direction of the movement is from west to east. Okay, the axis is inclined as aforesaid at an angle of 23.5 degree, right? In the earlier chapter, last chapter, second chapter, we have done that one, and is perpendicular to the plane of the Earth's orbit. The orbital plane is the path on which Earth revolves around the Sun. It is going to revolve around the Sun. Rotation means spinning on its own axis. Right? Now, as the Earth continues going around the Sun, it remains tilted in the same manner on one side. As we have seen in the globe, Earth is being tilted little bit. In that manner only, Earth is going to revolve around the Sun. This tilt is known as inclination of the Earth's axis. The tilt, the bend one, is known as the inclination of the Earth's axis. Both tilt and orbital path is fixed and don't change. After so many thousands of years, it is moving in the same tilt and path. If the Earth's axis was perpendicular to the orbital plane, then all places on Earth would have 12 hours day and 12 hours night. Right? There would be only two seasons. You can understand this better if you hold a candle at some distance from the globe. Then try to rotate the globe in both vertical and inclined position. If you are going to keep the candle in front and you are going to rotate the globe. Okay, so you are going to see the 12 hours day and night. Now, effect of the Earth's rotation. Right? It makes us feel that we are feeling when we are moving or we are standing, then we are going to feel what? That sun, moon and other heavenly bodies move from east to west direction, right? Now, it causes the bulging of the earth at the equator and flattening at the poles. In the near the equator, we are going to see the earth, a bulging one, and flat in the poles at the top, north and south, both the direction. It gives us the concept of direction based on sunrise and sunset. It causes deflection of wind and ocean current. Deflection means what? To change direction, turn aside from a straight course, right? That is the deflection of wind. Wind is going to change. And ocean current. Ocean current is what? Causes continuous direct movement of sea water. Okay, and it is being generated by so many forces which is acting upon water like wind and other forces, right? So it is ocean current. It gives us a day of 24 hours. In one day we are having 24 hours. It causes tides twice a day. Tide is also alternate rising and falling of the sea twice in each lunar day. Okay, at particular place, and it is happening because of the attraction of sun and moon both. The earth rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So these are the effect of rotation of the earth on its own axis. Now the circle of illumination. The part of the earth that faces the sun is lighted definitely na, in front of light. If you are going to stand or you are going to keep something, then that part is going to get the light. Being spherical in shape, earth complete one motion in 24 hours and move from west to east. Therefore no place on the earth receives sunlight constantly. Okay, continuously same light they are not going to receive. It is going to differ definitely. At any time during the course of the motion, the part opposite the lighted part remain in darkness. Okay, when you are going to light the candle, in front of the candle whichever thing is coming, that will be lighted, and opposite to that it will be in dark. Okay, now the circle which divides the earth into its lit and unlit half is known as the circle of illumination. Okay, which is going to divide the earth into lit and unlit. Dark and lightened part is called the circle of illumination. This circle of illumination move gradually from east towards the west because earth is moving from west to east. But they are never going to coincide with earth's axis. Okay, they are not going to hit each other. As a result, duration of day and night goes on increasing from equator towards the pole. As it is going to increase from equator towards pole, the duration is going to change. As the area in the zone of darkness comes nearer to the zone of illumination, there is diffused light. Right? The darkness place, it is coming to the zone of illumination. A little bit of light you are going to have. This early period of the day is known as dawn. Right? In the morning by 5 o'clock or sometimes 6 o'clock, like that, a little bit of light we are going to get in the morning time. That is called the dawn period. As the day advances, the sun is seen overhead. Right? This period is called midday or noon. The lightened portion then gradually begins to experience fading light. That comes in the evening time when you are going to get the fading light. When the sun is seen over the horizon, there is again a period of near darkness. We can't say that total darkness, near about. That is called in the evening time. It is called dusk. When it is completely dark, it is known as night. At midnight, circle of illumination has moved to the opposite side. Right? Now the other side, in the opposite side, they are going to have the same process which we had from early morning to the midnight. Right? So like this, the 24 hours is being divided. Varying length of day and night. Definitely day and night are being varied in different time period. We have already seen how day and nights are caused in the course of Earth's rotation. Circle of illumination does not exactly cover the half of the Earth. The light is always spread over more than half of the Earth. Okay, they are getting direct light. They are not getting. They are getting the shaded light. Right. So more than half of the portion is being covered in light. The light is always spread over more than half. Less than half of the earth is always in darkness. So you can imagine, more than half means they are going to have the lightened part. Now, while the point of darkness and sunlight is reached every 24 hours, sunlight will be longer than the period of time under darkness. Thus, when the northern hemisphere remain inclined towards the sun, okay, it is going to remain in front of the sun, the day will be longer and the night will be shorter. At the same time, in opposite side happens in southern hemisphere. There the nights will be longer and the day will be shorter. And when the southern hemisphere is inclined towards the sun, all the places in southern hemisphere will having the longer day, shorter night. and in the other part it will be having shorter day and longer nights. The effect of inclination goes on increasing as we move towards the poles. In the pole areas, the things are going to change a little bit. Because of the above phenomena, days and nights are always of equal length of 24 hours duration each at the equator. The length of days goes on increasing towards the pole when we are going to move towards the poles, whether it is in northern hemisphere or it is in southern hemisphere. When we are moving, it is going to, days are goes on increasing, depending on which hemisphere is inclined towards the sun at that time, right? That is also important. Which hemisphere that is inclined towards the sun, they are going to have this kind of situation. At the pole, it can be either 6 month continuous daylight or 6 month continuous darkness. Whichever portion is inclined towards the sun, they are going to have the 6 month daytime, and another part is going to have 6 month darkness. This means that days and nights are of 6 months duration at the poles, right? We are having day and night daily, but in the pole areas, northern hemisphere and southern both hemisphere, 6 month days and 6 month night they are having. On 2 days especially, that is March 21 and September 23rd, neither of the poles is inclined towards the sun. Okay, northern hemisphere nor the southern hemisphere inclined towards the sun. So on these 2 days especially, days and nights are of equal duration, not only on the equator but throughout the world. They are having the same time period. These 2 days are known as equinoxes, right? So both the days and nights are having the equal duration throughout the world. That is why it is known as equinoxes. Then revolution. While rotating on its axis in an inclined position, Earth also moves around the sun. Okay, Earth is going to revolve around the sun. The movement of the planet like Earth around the sun is known as revolution. While moving around the sun, the Earth follows a fixed path known as orbit. Okay, in the same place when the Earth is going to rotate on its axis, it is called rotation. When the Earth is going to move around the sun, it is called revolution, and it is going to follow a fixed path, that is an orbit. Earth's orbit is elliptical in shape. The Earth moves through space at a speed of about 1 lakh kilometer per hour. Okay, per hour Earth is going to move 1 lakh kilometer in 1 hour. Earth complete one revolution in 365 days and 6 hours. Okay, 1 year when Earth is going to complete, so it is taking one revolution in 365 days and 6 hours. While 365 days each of 24-hour duration make 1 year. 6 hours are adjusted into one complete day after every 4 years, right? We are having leap year after every 4 years. This 6 hours is being added. Okay, 6 fours are how much? 6 fours are 24. So 24 hours is going to make 1 day. So that 1 day after every 4 year, that will be added in the month of February. Okay, you have noticed in 3 years, February is having only 28 days, and the 4th year, February is having how many days? 29 days. Okay. So this extra day is added to the month of Feb, giving it 29 days instead of normal 28 days. Hence, every 4 year, the month of February having 29 days. This year is known as a leap year. A leap year is generally divisible by 4 and has 366 days. Whichever year we are having leap year, it is going to have 366 days, and other 3 years we are going to have 365 days in a year. For example, 2004, 8, 12 and so on, they were leap years. The next leap year will be in 2016, like that. Up now, we are going to stop here. In the next class, we are going to study about the effect of Earth's revolution. Thank you, children.